So we are going to put this Elite Ethos back together again. I took it apart because during my whole indoor target stuff, there was a point in time where I thought I was going to bring this Ethos to Vegas. I actually pulled a bunch of stuff off of it to make it like a target bow, right? I put a G-Flex blade on it, which I've since changed out, but I had pulled all the sights, bars, everything off of it. So I'm gonna start putting it back together. It is spring, it's almost spring, right? So because it's almost spring, what happens in spring, what happens in the summer? TAC, Total Archery Challenge, Mountain Archery Fest. So I'm gonna start getting this bow ready to go to some of those events, you know, just try some new stuff out, parts and pieces, see where we go. Just keep trying stuff, keep tinkering. So we're gonna put this thing back together, shouldn't take long. A lot of the stuff's already bolted on here and there's already a peep and everything in it. So it's just gonna be a matter of putting it back on, and then we're gonna build a sight tape for it today. Hopefully we can reach out to like 60, maybe 80 yards depending, but let's see what we got. So some of the stuff that I'm gonna be putting on this Elite Ethos, not much has changed here from the bow, still 72-ish pounds, but we're going to go with some bee stinger bars that came off of my last bow, 15-inch, shorter one. Couple ounces of weight out the back. But the thing I'm really gonna change for this is I'm going to try out this HHA Ryz X3. Some of the new features on this Ryz X3, you are going to have individual indicators for your sight wheel, just like some of the other sights on the market. But they're actually adjustable. Like on the original Ryz, it was just split with the pin, and then they have a multi-pin housing on here. The actual housing is just a little bit smaller. I think it's 1 5/8 instead of the 2-inch that I was running last year. So I should be able to get a little bit more sight clearance out of this going to some of those Total Archery Challenge events and being able to stretch out a little further. Not that I have a big problem reaching out and getting to some of those yardages, but you know, if you're someone who has a shorter draw length, maybe shoots a couple less poundage. But let's put this stuff on. Like I said, let's build a sight tape. Second axis, we got the bow, nice and level, and the sight, not so much. So we're gonna need to adjust that. Adjustment on these HHAs, not terribly overly complicated. The 2 screws in the front here, you just loosen the top one and the bottom one, the whole housing shifts like this. So you loosen this top one up here, and you loosen this bottom one down here. And to be 100% honest with you, the sight that HHA sent me did not have this little twist knob on here. It just had a regular Allen. I had some other HHA sights that had that on there, and I really like it. I understand why it's not on the sight, because you do get a little bit of contact with the inside of the sight here if you have it, you know, all the way to the left. But what I ended up doing was I ended up taking this bracket right here they have for the bridge lock, which helps you get more windage out of it. I took this and flipped it around. So this is actually the opposite way of how they sent it. But because I flipped that around, it allowed me to run this knob further away from the housing, and it allowed me to actually run this self-tightening knob here. That's not what HHA, I don't think, recommends, but it's my sight. That's why I'm doing it. Here we go. We are level on our bow. And we are level in the sight. So we're gonna go ahead, lock this down, and then should be able to find a 20. Shouldn't be too bad. Oh, you know what I want to add on to this thing? I want to put this Mantis on. There it is. So I am going to put the Mantis, this has been charging up since indoor. I want to put this on the bow. Why is autofocus just terrible? I want to put this on my bow so I can start tracking now. This is the little Picatinny rail that they give you that this will easily attach to. And if I am not mistaken, I could probably snake it up under here. The problem I was having trying to mount this is that this big knob and everything stuck out so far that the actual bracket for the Mantis would not line up, because you can kind of see as I just place it here how it hangs over the hole for the sight. So when I was using the big quick adjustment knob from HHA here, I could not get this Mantis to mount onto the sight rail. So we did that. We're going to take our countersunk bolts. We're going to bolt this down into the quiver mounting holes here on the side. I can't remember which way on this thing is front or back. Let's find a quick 20. Our target hasn't changed since indoor, so I got a line for that. But way low left, so man, I don't know if that flip was a good thing or not. And that's good, it's just to the left. But we have a nice buzz because this whole thing is loose, because we ran out of windage adjustment, because I thought I was smarter than HHA, and I flipped this bracket around to get it, to try to get more so I could use this tightening knob. But I can't crank it down hard enough because it is so far on the end of the rail here. And to get this thing to tighten, what it does essentially just clamps down and smashes everything together. So I am going to go flip all this back around and change that out. We're back, re-leveled, switched that piece around. Let's see how far we are off. We are way far off. So the thing I hate, really the only thing I dislike about this sight is it's not toolless. And I know that's kind of petty. I know it's just an Allen pack, but I like it to be toolless. That would be nice. Yeah, so I got fletchings touching. 20 set. Let's work our way back to 40. Shoot one at 40, shoot one at 60. The cool thing with these HHAs, sight tape's super easy. Whatever number your 20 is, you start. For me, it is 10. Let's say my 60 is going to get to like, call it like 70. So let's say it's 70. You take 70 minus 10, which is 60. And then 60, the number 60 is going to be your sight tape. Makes it super easy. It's not complicated, not hard. You could even, just to make it even easier, you can loosen your entire wheel up and reset the wheel for your top indicator at 0. And then it's just whatever number you end up on your sight wheel at 60 yards is your sight tape. All right, this is 40. Felt good, just a little low. Doesn't matter. Yeah, let's go to 50. Oh yeah, that's good. So now we can go to 60. My 50 yard was 50 on this indicator wheel, so I'm gonna go to 70 and see where that gets me. 58 and a half, 60, 60.1. All right, so like I said, indicator wheel, I'm gonna move it to 70. It's already there. And let's see where that gets me on the target. Arrow flew a little funny. I'm high. So let's take 5 off of that. We'll go to 65. I was about 1.5 feet high. Maybe not a foot, maybe a foot. Something screwed up with that one because that one whistled the whole way down. Like it had one of those like deer whistles on the front of it. It was just a little high left, like a little high left. I wasn't ready for that to go off. All right. I'm gonna turn this Mantis on. We're gonna grade. We're gonna see how these next couple shots go. Let's pull the app up. Bow has to be sitting down. So connect. Set down to calibrate. Not calibrating? No, it's not. All right, so I guess it had to be setting upright to calibrate. Laying it on the ground, not gonna do it. So I leaned it up against this tree I got over here, but we are ready to take a shot. Pow! Stability score, 95.2. That's another good one, because the center of that target is kind of shot out a little bit, so it is very distinct thump when it goes in. That one was good too. So let's go check these out. Last two shots, stability score 92.8, not great. Shot two, 92.9. Let's go grab these. Pretty pleased with this group. I will take that at 60 for not having shot anything over 20 yards in the last 2 months. So we're gonna grab some HHA sight tapes, and we happen to have a wheel in that one. Does it have a set screw in it? It does. So we're gonna grab number 55 because when we did our sighting in, our 20 was number 10 and our 60 was number 65. So 10 minus 65 is 55. So that is going to be our sight number. It's like a perfect day for this. Slightly overcast, which makes seeing your pins really good. New sight wheel. Let's go ahead and put this 60. We're gonna go back to 60. We're gonna shoot it. We're gonna make sure it shoots where it wants to. And then we're pretty much free game to go anywhere this sight tape will take me. So with this current setup, I can easily get out to 105 using the bottom pin, but I can always move the bottom pin further down in this housing and probably get more out of it. I could probably get to 120 or close, because right now this whole time I've just been using the top pin to get this all set in. Afterwards, I will go through and reset all three of these, so it'll be 20, 30, 40, makes it pretty simple. And then, or I could go 30, 40, 50 and gain another 6, 7 yards of maximum distance by just moving my pins all up just a little bit. I think those first two were just bad shots. The first one went off a little premature, and I think I jerked the second one, but those last two were really good. Let's see if we can get this third one in the dot, make it really good. Oh, I'm really glad I didn't send that in the side of the barn. Pulled back, brought my thumb to the button as I was getting it to my face and just torched it off. New fear unlocked. If you guys like this content, hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. Really helps the channel. And subscribing to the channel probably helps the most. I'd say 90% of you, the last time I looked, who watch these videos are not subscribed. I don't understand why. Just subscribe. It helps us out, us creators, you know? If you like the content and you're watching it, subscribe to the channel. Just a little high left of the dot. All right, thanks guys for watching this video. If you like this, if you want to see a full review on this Ryz X3 or this Mantis, drop a comment down below. Let me know. We'll see you in the next video.